Meeting to order. This is Monday, July 14th, 2025. If you would all please rise as for the prayer and pledge led by Councilmember Brill.
Heavenly Father, thank you this evening, praising you and thanking you for living in a country where we have freedoms and we have religious freedoms, and we are just so blessed. I am blessed to be among people on this council that truly care about our city and want to do the best that we can for our citizens. And we just pray that you will help guide us and direct us in these decisions, that we are thoughtful and that we weigh all of the pros and cons and make the best decision possible. Lord, we're so blessed to have such a new fireman that are going to be sworn in this evening. And we're so grateful to have great police fire in our community and the support of our citizenry and this council for them. We just thank you so much for providing that for us. We're thankful for our servicemen. We ask that you give guidance to our leaders, president, our congressmen, our senators, and their decisions for this country. All these things we pray in Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you. Madam Clerk, for roll call.
Councilmember Davidson. Councilmember Brill. Councilmember Bessel. Councilmember Paulus. Councilmember Pennington. Councilmember Kraft. Councilmember Myers.
I'd like to make a motion to excuse Councilman Davidson.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right. Any agenda modifications for tonight? Hearing none, let them stand as stated. Is there an executive session request?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, to consider confidential information related to the marketing plans, specific business strategy, or personal financial statements of an applicant for economic development assistance, negotiations with other political subdivisions respecting requests for economic development assistance. Thank you.
I'd like to make a motion for executive session to be restated by the city manager.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So roll call.
Councilmember Brill.
Yes.
Councilmember Bessel.
Yes.
Councilmember Paulus.
Yes.
Councilmember Pennington.
Yes.
Councilmember Kraft.
Yes.
Councilmember Myers.
Yes.
Very good. All right, we have a special presentation tonight. If I'm in Rotary, I get fined $10 for that. My phone's going off in the middle of a meeting. All right, Fire Chief.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Tonight we get to welcome another member into our fire family. Chase Collins comes to us after 4 years of active duty in the U.S. Army in the 82nd Airborne, and then 3 more years in the Army National Guard. He has spent 3 years with the city of Monroe, and he is fully certified as a firefighter paramedic. And we are just so happy to have him and to welcome he and Sarah into our family and their 3 children. So they will be pinning Chase tonight.
Anybody in family wants to take pictures? You're welcome to walk around. Pretty excited? Pretty big time. All right, sir. This is a swearing-in ceremony, of course. I and state your name. As firefighter for the city of Fairfield, swear to continually demonstrate professionalism, competence, respect, and loyalty in the performance of my duties, to serve my commanding officers with respect and dignity, and to serve the citizens of Fairfield, Ohio with compassion, courage, and integrity, and to uphold the laws and constitutions of the United States of America, State of Ohio, in the city of Fairfield, Ohio. So help me God. How about that? Congratulations. Thank you, guys, and thank you all of you for attending and supporting our new one. It's always great to see the guys out here supporting each other. Firemen come out in full droves. I'm going to give them a second to go ahead and get out, and they'll close those doors behind us so that we can hear a little better. So I'll give them 30 seconds here. Yep, somebody might need that, huh? All right, the next section is, by the way, there's agendas out there, so if any of you are sitting in the audience, and there's agenda up on the podium up there. The next part is citizen comments. If you're here like to make public comments, you're welcome to take the podium, state your name and address for the record because it is recorded, and it's all yours.
Hi, my name is Wyatt Holmes. I live at 5250 Camelot Drive, and I'd like to let you all know that the BCRTA fixed route buses are free to ride. However, no bus stop within the city of Fairfield has a bench to sit at. I'm sure most of you, like me, don't take the bus anywhere and haven't given much thought about the lack of shelters and benches. Why is this the case? Because BCRTA doesn't own the land their bus stops are sat on? Could it be the majority of the majority of us in this room are making more than enough to afford a car, and we just don't think about people taking the bus? I see hard-working men and women having to stand waiting for their bus, whether it's in the pouring rain or 100-degree heat. Why isn't there at least a bench to sit at to make the commuter's life more comfortable?
Cool. Do you work for them, or
No, I'm
just
just
a
a
well,
concerned citizen. I like
good
public
for
transit.
you? Good for you. Thank you for coming and bringing us that information. Anybody else? All right. Council reports down here.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. I wasn't even aware of that issue, so something to consider. I just wanted to bring up the fact I'm on the SELF board, and we had our meeting this past week. Very interesting. And I gave everybody a couple handouts. These are new flyers that they're giving out. I've got some extra if anybody else wants any, but I just wanted to make sure each member on council had it. These are on programs that they offer for low-income families to help them become entrepreneurs, to help them in their financial situation, all kinds of things of that sort. And also, these are about the home repair events that they do and they hold. They do a lot of great events. They've helped homeowners in our city as well, and I just think they do fantastic work, so I wanted to bring that to your attention. This summer, they had a group of young people come the last week of June, and they did a lot of repairs. They did over 40 repairs, 32 of which were in that camp week with those people here for that, so that was huge. Next year, however, they're not going to be having that camp, and one of the things that the SELF board is looking at doing is getting all of the communities, Hamilton, Fairfield, Westchester, Middletown, together and trying to put something on for ourselves and, get churches and community members involved, businesses involved, and do this 1 week kind of thing as well. So you'll be hearing more about that from me. And I did want to bring up the fact that not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, July 19th, Jeffrey Diver, who has been the executive director there since its inception in 1995, is retiring at the end of this month, and Sarah Starr will be taking over. So they are hosting an event for him on July 19th at 3 o'clock over at Pullman Bowling Lanes, if anyone is interested. And at 3:30, there will be a presentation. I know Hamilton and Middletown, as well as us, we are all giving a proclamation to Jeffrey for all of the work he's done and a key to the city as well. So if any of our citizenry or anybody else appears interested in attending, I will be attending and making that presentation. So just wanted to give you a little update on the self board. So thank you.
Thank you. Mars, anything?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have, we could show that one slide. I was so, just like everybody up here, was so impressed with the 4th of July, or actually the 3rd of July, but 4th of July fireworks and so forth. It's just a phenomenal event all year long. And given that next year is the 250th birthday, essentially, of the United States. So I gave you a copy of something here. It's at your desks there. It's showing on the board of a proposal to not only council, mayor, and council, but also to staff in Fairfield. And it's for the 2026 250-year celebration of independence, and to generate patriotism within our city, which we know our city is has tremendous number of veterans and a lot of patriotism across the board. But why don't we take a step above this and really do some fun things for this great birthday that our nation will be celebrating, and make it a year-long type of programming event. Some of the thoughts here would be the enhanced Memorial Day Parade, perhaps with different floats and so forth, footlighters, maybe putting on some type of celebration play at the Village Green Amphitheater in celebration of the 250th birthday. Council meeting of the past, all of you, especially Adam and Debbie, dressing up in the old wigs and costumes, and really have a meeting.
He pointed at you too,
like it was,
specifically.
and have a true meeting like it was 250 years ago. I'm in for it. You could, yeah, that's.
You'll send John.
An old-timer dinner at this, dinner at the CAC. You could do some traditional type of food and so forth there. City departments, show and tell events of what we're all about. And then our quarterly newsletter, Scott, maybe have a flavor of about what the city is and the patriotism that we drive. I outlined a few next steps, obviously, to get everybody on council's approval and acceptance, looking at any kind of budgetary options. I know we're in the budgetary prep season here. Maybe having a steering committee put together with residents, department heads, council, developing, this is just a snapshot. Again, I was just doing this in my kitchen, but developing programming and event opportunities, reviewing with local partners perhaps, and then having some regular reviews. I just wanted to throw it out there. What do you guys think?
I think we applaud you for chairing this event, so that'd be really
Well, I
good.
didn't say that, Mr. Mayor, but I'd be happy to help in any way. But I wanted to get the opinion of council here. Next year's a big year. It's a once in a lifetime thing.
I think it's a great
We do
idea.
have a Fairfield Historical Society.
Yes.
So I think, and I'm president of that now.
There you go, Debbie.
So, but I'm not stepping up to the plate, but I think that they have a lot to offer to help out with this.
I think so too. I think it's a fantastic idea. You know, like you said, once in a lifetime for us. I remember 50 years ago when it was the 200. But I don't think a lot of us here are going to get an opportunity for another big one like this. And it's a great way to showcase a lot of things that we
I
have
think we
in our
should have
city.
some fun with it.
Yeah.
Really, be the first out of the gate, I like to say.
Good time to have another city festival like they used to.
There you go.
in summer.
Absolutely.
Yep, yep.
That's Exactly right. Anyways, this is a thought, and I appreciate, it sounds like endorsement. Scott, any help that you can give, obviously, from that standpoint. A couple things from the Finance Committee. Diana was kind enough, our CFO of the city was kind enough to always give me my notes, but the city just recently implemented what's called a Bid Express. So right now, there's a lot of projects, and you'll see this in our finance reports. You'll see this introduced in legislation. A lot of projects going on in the city right now, across the board, which is phenomenal. But the bid process is pretty detailed and sometimes labor-intensive to get that through. A lot of paperwork, a lot of packages, copying, and a lot of different things to go through, as it should be, because this is taxpayer money. But the city has partnered with a company called Bid Express. It's free of charge. The charge is actually to the company that's putting the bid packages together. It's completely online. It's really efficient, and it eliminates all those multi-steps of handoffs within the city. So we're kicking that off. So I appreciate that. Did I say that okay? Okay. And then I got the tax revenue information for June. City's continue to do very, very well in this area. I know you never know what's going on with the economy, especially these days, but so far things are great. And I have one question for Amy. And this is the Harbin Park entrance. I know Chief Manor was going to put kind of a speed traffic sign because of the park. I'm getting a lot of complaints of speeding up and down Hunter Road there. Is any progress there? Oh, wow. Yeah. So it's a legit concern. Okay. Thank you, Major. That's all I have.
Down this way, Mr. Pratt?
I'm totally stealing someone's thunder, I'm sure, but in case you've not tuned into Groovin' on the Green, there was a face-to-face concert that was this last Thursday that was amazing. It was amazing. It was Billy Joel and John. It was fantastic. So just wanted to thank the team on the entertainment side of the city that you guys are just doing a fantastic job. I know we got some big ones coming up with Fleetwood Gold this week and then Trippin' Billy's in about 2 weeks. If you haven't seen Trippin' Billy's, it is a group from Chicago. They came in last year or the year before, did an inside concert, and pretty closest thing to Dave Matthews I've seen in a long time. So they just absolutely kill it. They do a great job. So take your families, go see it. It's amazing. And of course, the Beatles are coming August 7th. So thank you.
Ms. Pennington?
Yes, I have one item. Press has completed the curb replacement project for this year and will be doing the sidewalk program replacement work over the next few weeks. So that's all I have. Thank you, Mayor.
All right, Mr. Paulus?
Two quick items. The first is an update on Harbin Park. The shelters at Lower Harbin are progressing and will be finished in early August. The pond at Lower Harbin has been filled in so that it will no longer hold water. It'll be late this year before they top it off with sand and dirt. And contract for court maintenance is getting started with pressure washing of some of the basketball courts for restriping. And the bathrooms at Lower Harbin and Waterworks are nearly complete and will be finished later this month. And as Councilman Adam mentioned, we have Fleetwood Gold at Groovin' on the Green this week, excuse me, and the second Fridays by the lake this Friday will be with Keaton Eckhoff. I'm not sure if I'm saying that
That's
correctly. Okay. Starting at 6 p.m. at Marsh Park. The first Fridays by the lake last month was one of the most popular, so the Parks Board is hoping that this one will be even better. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Well, I'll reiterate, the Red, White, and Kaboom was phenomenal. The new location up at Harbin, the food trucks, the band, it was attendance. I would have to say it had to be our best ever. Your numbers will probably show that. But it was absolutely first class. It went on, and I just had it is amazing the thousands of people that'll come up there with no parking up there. I mean, they come from, it's just kind of like, they come out of the woods. They come up the streets, they come everywhere. So, it was a wild, great night. Besides the concerts, the concert over the weekend, Blues Festival, did I get that right? Blues Festival? It was, if you haven't stopped by, 2 days of some really good bands and entertainers, first class. So I appreciate that very, very much. All right. There's no public hearing tonight, so let me see. Approval of the minutes. You guys were all sent out minutes of the previous meeting. Any additions or deletions? Let them stand as read. Old business, public safety. Mr. Paul.
I have an ordinance amending ordinance number 166-84, the codified ordinances of the Fairfield, Ohio, section 145.06, the city of Fairfield, Ohio, relative to non-emergency medical service transports. I want this to stand as the third reading.
And we're looking for a motion for adoption.
Motion to adopt.
All right, motion is second for adoption. Comments from audience? Go ahead, ma'am. Come right up here, state your name and address and what you'd like to say.
I'm Christine Hilton. My address is 6372 Robert E. Lee Drive. I'm the facility administrator at DeVita Dialysis Center. So regarding this ordinance, I completely understand, the fees, and I'm grateful that we have 3 leeways for when we have no other options for our dialysis community. Am I going to be able to get a list of the emergency protocols that you all consider to be emergency? Because our definition in dialysis world may be a little bit different than what an EMS protocol definition of an emergency may be.
Chief? Yeah, so it is actually included in the ordinance. It talks about,
Yeah, I read that, but it's not really English to me. Can I get like a list?
so it will go through our EMS billing
Okay.
software. It will then go and be reviewed by a deputy chief. It's mostly for a chronic, non-emergent, emergency, not transport. So most of the runs to DeVita are emergent,
Yes.
right? It isn't something like labs that have been drawn 3 weeks ago.
No, but
or-
I do, to be honest, on occasion, that's why I'm grateful for the 3 times. I would say I have about 53 patients, and there is probably about 1 time a year I actually do have to use you all for transportation because I have a patient who really needs to go to the hospital. Not necessarily an emergency, but I've exhausted all other options of getting them there. And I just really don't know what else to do for these people who need to be seen, but it's not your emergency. So I just want to make sure that I'm not caught with too many of what I deem to be emergencies versus what you would. So if I could just get a list, is there going to be a list posted somewhere, or?
Not posted, like, because
No,
every
like-
run's different, right?
Right.
It'll be based on what we have in the ordinance, as well as the skills performed in the back of the medic unit.
Okay.
You can
It's
just
kinda
get with the
vague.
chief and come in anytime during the day and he can work in the fine details of that.
Yeah, that's what I need,
Make
is
sure you
fine
understand it
details to make sure
completely
that
so
I'm
you know.
complying with what I need to comply with versus, us having a $800, when we're talking about money,
Yeah.
it's kind of a lot, so. I mean, I understand the ordinance, I completely do, but sometimes I'm in a situation where my hands are tied as well, but I need to take care of my people.
Yep.
And they need help, and I have exhausted everything that I can for these people. So-
Chief will get with you. In fact, maybe
And
right after.
we won't refuse to transport you,
I
right?
know, but
We
I
are
don't wanna-
transporting absolutely everybody. There
Okay.
will not be a declination of transport.
Yeah.
But when we are transporting a non-emergent patient,
I
that means
know.
there's a potential of an emergent patient that is not being
I know.
transported by a Fairfield medic unit,
I
right?
completely
There are
understand.
plenty of private transport ambulances out there that can serve a non-emergent transport.
They require 48 hours of approval through an insurance company, unless you have Aetna, Medicare, which requires 14 days approval to use them. But I understand. I just would like to know, like where I stand, what's considered emergency, what's not emergency. It's a situation anyway around, but I mean, I do understand. But that's all I have.
Well, get with the chief either after this meeting or tomorrow or during the day.
Okay.
You guys can understand that completely.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for coming. All righty. Comments from council? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, new business.
I'd like to make a motion to read all new business by title only.
Motion second for title only. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. All right, first one, Development Services, Mr. Timmer.
We have 4 ordinances tonight for development services. The first ordinance is to authorize the city manager to execute an economic development transfer request form for a liquor license with the Ohio Division of Liquor Control. At present time, there are no C1 or C2 licenses available. Quick Trip plans to submit an economic development transfer request to the Ohio Division of Liquor Control. If approved, this would transfer the liquor license from a now closed store elsewhere in the state to Fairfield. The second ordinance is to authorize the city manager to enter into an urban county requalification cooperation agreement. Butler County is required to requalify with the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development every 3 years as an urban county in order to directly receive community development block grant funds. As part of that requalification process, the city is required to sign a cooperation agreement that outlines the duties and responsibilities for both the city and the county. The third ordinance is to vacate a portion of Stockton Station Drive and provide a public storm sewer easement. Redevelopment of the site required realigning both Stockton Station Drive and a 60-inch public storm sewer that bisected the property. Following demolition of the former bank and car wash properties, the roadway and sewer realignment were completed. The fourth and final ordinance is to amend the zoning map of the city by approving a concept development plan for the Pleasant Avenue and John Gray Road planned unit development. Thank you.
All righty, Councilmember Kraft.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First ordinance is to authorize the city manager to execute the Ohio Division of Liquor Control Economic Development Transfer Request Form for transfer of a liquor license for Quick Trip and declaring an emergency. I'd like to make a motion to suspend second and third readings.
Motion second for rule suspension. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And motion for adoption.
Second.
Motion second for adoption. Comments from audience? Comments from council? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
The second ordinance is to authorize the city manager to enter into an urban county requalification cooperation agreement for the Butler County Entitlement Program for the years of 2026 through 2028 and declaring an emergency. Motion to suspend second and third readings, please.
Second.
Motion second for rule suspension. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And motion for adoption.
Second.
Motion second for adoption. Comments from audience? Comments from council?
I'm just saying that I made it through all of that and didn't stutter, but I stuttered
did
with
good.
suspend.
You did
I'm not
good.
sure why that happened.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
The third ordinance is a vacating part of Stockholm Station Drive and a public sewer easement as shown on the dedication and consolation plot for lots 9952 and 9696 in the city of Fairfield, Butler County, Ohio, and authorizing the city manager to execute the plat and such additional documents as may be necessary to complete the development of said property and declaring an emergency. Motion to suspend second and third readings, please.
Motion second for suspension. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And motion for adoption.
Second.
Motion second for adoption. Comments from audience? Comments from council? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And the final ordinance, amending ordinance number 166-H4, the codified ordinance of Fairfield, Ohio, section 1130.01B2, the city of Fairfield, Ohio zoning map by approving the concept development plan for the Pleasant Avenue and John Gray Road planned unit development. This will be staying in the first reading. The joint public hearing for this is set August 11th, 2025. That is all.
I do have a question. Greg, so for this piece of legislation, since this is the first reading to amend zoning, correct, on this piece of property, will the second reading then be on the 11th, and that's the public hearing?
No. Our charter outlines the process for doing a rezoning. So this is the first reading. This is essentially a procedural step to start the process. The next hearing will be a joint public hearing on August 11th. That does not count as the second reading.
Okay.
So after the joint public hearing, then the item gets referred to Planning Commission. They will then issue a written recommendation back to you. And then you will consider their recommendation at your second reading. And then the next meeting after that would be the third reading and final vote.
So if everything goes well through the Planning Commission and so forth, this council would not expect a second reading of this until September?
Correct.
And then the third reading, potentially third reading, would be at the end of September?
Yes.
Good, thank you, Greg.
They have 2 meetings, right? Don't they have 2 meetings to get it back to us?
There's a time frame that Planning Commission has to act on the recommendation. They, so the public hearing is scheduled for August 11th. There happens to be a Planning Commission 2 days later, August 13th. It's possible they could, be done with their hearings and issue a recommendation that quickly. If they need to table it and come back, they would still have an opportunity at a second meeting in August before it would come back to council in September.
Perfect timing. Yep, good. Thanks. All righty. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, sir. I didn't see how this.
My name is Tom Meyer, 6343 Robert E. Lee. This changing of the zoning, what is the purpose of it? We're going to change the zoning from what to what and why?
Mr. Kathman can explain that part.
So we have received an application from a developer to rezone the corner piece of property at John Gray and Pleasant. It's approximately a 24-acre parcel. It's currently zoned C1, which is a neighborhood commercial zoning. They are requesting to rezone it to what's known as a PUD, a planned unit development, for a mixed-use project that'll consist of some residential units and some neighborhood commercial at the corner. The city just received the application and materials within the last couple weeks. They're all available. Everything we have received so far is available on the city website. So if you go to the city website and look for the development department, all the information there's a written description and there's 5 attachments, so you can find out a lot more information. And I would encourage you to come to the August, you can read that information, and then the August 11th public hearing, there'll be a lot more information provided by the developer and staff at that meeting.
Sounds good, appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
And on the website, those attachments actually show layouts, proposed layouts, et cetera.
And certainly, after you review the information on our website, and if you have any questions, our contact information on follow-up questions and things is right there as well.
Okay, yeah, appreciate it.
Greg?
One other point on Tom's question. So it's zoned as neighborhood. Is that single family?
The current zoning is C1, which is a neighborhood commercial zoning district.
Neighborhood commercial.
So residential is not allowed currently.
Gotcha.
They're requesting permission to do a mixed project that has both residential and some commercial
That will
elements.
explain all this in that.
Yes.
In the proposal.
Yes.
How many units and all details.
Yeah, there's actually a layout.
There's
there and
a
everything.
plan and attachments and things that have the unit counts and the layouts and all that stuff.
Okay. Yeah. I just kind of wondered, because that's been a controversial corner for a couple of years. So, okay, appreciate it.
Cool. Thank you. We'll see you on the 11th. All righty. All right. So let's see here. That's set for August 11th. Public safety, Mr. Timmer.
We have one ordinance tonight for public safety. The ordinance is to authorize the city manager to enter into a contract to upgrade the dispatch stations. Current workstations are over 20 years old and past their useful life. Thank you.
All righty, Mr. Paulus.
Ordinance to authorize the city manager to enter into a contract with XBIC Systems Incorporated to upgrade dispatch stations and declaring it an emergency. Make a motion to suspend the second and third reading.
Motion and second for rule suspension. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Motion for
carried.
adoption.
Second.
Motion and second for adoption. Comments from audience? Comments from council? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, sir. All right, public utilities. Public utilities I got next on mine.
I think Gwen was going to step in.
Gwen's going to do it, right? That's what I was looking at. Wait, yeah, Gwen. Oh, I'm sorry, I went to Scott, Mr. Timmer.
We have two ordinances tonight for public utilities. The first ordinance is to authorize the city manager to enter into a contract with Majors Enterprises for the 2025 Winton Road Water Main Improvement Project. This project includes approximately 3,300 feet of cured-in-place pipe for existing 6-inch, 8-inch, and 12-inch water mains, including water service and fire hydrant replacement. The project was prepared for formal competitive bidding with 2 bids received. Staff recommended that the bid be awarded to Majors Enterprises as the lowest and best bidder. The second ordinance is to authorize the city manager to enter into a contract with J.W. Brennan Excavating for the 2025 Seward Road Water Main Improvement Project. This project will replace a section of problematic water main that is susceptible to water main breaks. Economic development in the area will result in increased water demand. The project was prepared for formal competitive bidding with 7 bids received on June 23rd. Staff recommends that the bid be awarded to J.W. Brennan as the lowest and best bidder. Thank you.
All righty. Councilmember Brill.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have an ordinance to authorize the city manager to enter into a contract with Majors Enterprises, Inc. for the 2025 Winton Road Water Main Improvement Project and declaring an emergency. I'd like to make a motion to suspend second and third readings.
Second.
Motion and second with rule suspension. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And a motion for adoption.
Second.
Motion and second for adoption. Comments from audience? Comments from council? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
The second ordinance is to authorize the city manager to enter into a contract with J.W. Brennan Excavating LLC for the 2025 Seward Road Water Main Improvement Project and declaring an emergency. I'd like to make a motion to suspend second and third readings.
Second.
Motion and second for rule suspension. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Motion for adoption.
Second.
Motion for adoption. Comments from audience? Comments from council? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, now we have Public Works, Mr. Pennington. I'm sorry, I was really, Mr. Timmer.
We have one ordinance tonight for Public Works. The ordinance is to authorize the city manager to enter into a contract with Barrett Paving for the Seward Road Roadway Improvement Project Phases 3 and 4. Phase 3 is the curve realignment and widening to the north side of the railroad tracks and the bridge over the Mill Creek. Phase 4 is the reprofiling of the roadway on either side of the railroad tracks, which is also a safety improvement that will allow trucks to better traverse the area. A public bid opening was held, 6 bids were received, and staff recommends Barrett Paving as the lowest and best. Thank you.
All right, Councilmember Pennington.
Thank you, Mayor. I have one ordinance to authorize the city manager to enter into a contract with Barrett Paving Materials Incorporated for the Seward Road Project, roadway improvements phases 3 and 4. I'd like to make the motion to suspend the second and third readings.
Second.
Motion and second for rule suspension. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And motion to adopt.
Motion and second for adoption. Comments from audience? Comments from council? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you, Mayor.
All right. Moving down to the very last one, finance and budget. Mr. Timmer.
We have 5 ordinances tonight for finance and budget. The first ordinance is to authorize the city manager to enter into a successive collective bargaining agreement with the Fraternal Order of Police, Lodge 166. The second ordinance is to establish salaries and hourly rates for certain employees. Specifically, this ordinance addresses the raises contained within the new FOP collective bargaining agreement. The third ordinance is to levy special assessments for the repair of sidewalks in the city. And the next 2 ordinances are for appropriations. The contractual appropriations total $2,824,249 and include 5 projects in the public utilities, public works, and police departments. The non-contractual appropriations total $179,840 and include 9 projects in the public utilities and public works department, as well as the information technology division. Thank you.
All righty, finance and budget. Councilmember Myers.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The first item I have is an ordinance to authorize the city manager to enter into successor collective bargaining agreements with the Fraternal Order of Police, Lodge 166, police officers and supervisors for wages, hours, and terms and conditions of employment effective April 1st, 2025 through March 31st, 2028, inclusive and declaring an emergency. This time, I'd like to make a motion to suspend the second and third readings, please.
Second.
Motion and second for rule suspension. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you. Motion to adopt.
Second.
Motion and second for adoption. Comments from audience? Comments from council? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you. The second item is an ordinance to establish salaries and hourly rates for certain salary and hourly employees in the city of Fairfield, Ohio, and to authorize and limit the numbers and types of certain employees, to repeal ordinance number 17-25 and all amendments thereto, and declaring an emergency. I'd like to make a motion to suspend the second and third readings, please.
There was one? Okay.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you. Motion to adopt.
Second.
Motion is second for adoption. Comments from audience? Comments from council? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you. The third item is an ordinance levying special assessments for the repair of sidewalks, including aprons, in the city of Fairfield, Ohio, and declaring an emergency. I'd like to make a motion to suspend the second and third readings, please.
Motion is second for rule suspension. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you. Motion to adopt.
Second.
Motion is second for adoption. Comments from audience? Comments from council? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Fourth of fifth is an ordinance to amend ordinance number 158-24 entitled, "An Ordinance to Make Estimated Appropriation for the Expenses and Other Expenditures of the City of Fairfield, Ohio during a period beginning January 1st, 2025 and ending December 31st, 2025. I'd like to make a motion to suspend the second and third readings, please.
Motion is second for rule suspension. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you. Motion to adopt.
Second.
Motion is second for adoption. Comments from audience? Comments from council? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And the final item is an ordinance to amend ordinance number 158-24 entitled, "An Ordinance to Make Estimated Appropriations for the Expenses and Other Expenditures of the City of Fairfield, Ohio during a period beginning January 1st, 2025 and ending December 31st, 2025. I'd like to make a motion to suspend the second and third readings, please.
Motion is second for rule suspension. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you. Motion to adopt.
Motion second for adoption. Comments from audience? Comments from council? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
That's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you, folks. Madam Clerk, can you read the meeting schedule?
Monday, August 11th, council manager briefing 6 p.m., regular meeting 7 p.m. Monday, September 8th, council manager briefing 6 p.m., regular meeting 7 p.m. Monday, September 22nd, council manager briefing 6 p.m., regular meeting at 7 p.m.
All righty, we're going to move to executive session.